Man, I've been asleep all day. I've been busy, things like that. So, I haven't been able to make a live for the day yet, doing the reading, but we tapping back in. Napoleon Hill, Grow Rich for Peace of Mind. We're going to go right into the nine major motives, man. Let's do it. All right, the nine major motives. It is not for nothing that court trials often concern themselves with questions of motive. Everything you do is the result of one or more motives. In various combinations, we use nine basic motives. The seven positive motives are the emotion of love, two, the emotion of sex, three, the desire for material gain, four, the desire for self preservation, five, the desire for freedom of body and mind, six, the desire for self expression, seven, the desire for the perpetuation of life after death. Oh, that's deep. The two negative emotions are the emotion of anger and revenge and the emotion of fear. So these are the nine major motives. Seven of them are positive and two of them are negative, but these all can drive you. In those nine motives, you can find the roots of everything you do or refrain from doing. Peace of mind is attained only by the exercise of the seven positive motives as a general pattern of life. Rarely, if ever, does a person who has peace of mind exercise the two negative motives or emotions. You cannot have peace of mind while you fear anything or anyone. You cannot have peace of mind while you entertain the kind of anger which brings you to a desire for revenge or a desire to injure another, no matter what the justification may seem to be. And that's deep right there, low key. When you think about that, I'm going to read that over. You cannot have peace of mind while you entertain the kind of anger which brings you to a desire for revenge or a desire to injure another, no matter what the justification may seem to be. Great men have no time to waste with the desire to injure others. If they did, they would not be great men. Great men are not immune to fear, but theirs is not the kind of fear that hangs on constantly and takes over all of life. Look to small, mean men to see lifelong patterns of fear and anger. Their minds are so filled with these negative influences that they cannot find the power to shape the circumstances they desire. Recently, I heard about a man, now 70, who 15 years ago lost all his money in a real estate venture. Taking the advice of a friend, he had borrowed heavily in order to invest in a vacant swampland in the assumption that in a couple of years the land would be in good demand for building lots. This did not transpire, sorry about that. And the man's notes became due, and he had to see his retail shoe business sold out from under him. And late night, the friend who advised him also had lost his money. Nevertheless, this man became filled with hatred towards his friend and said he would get even if it was the last thing I do. It was nearly 5 years of hatred that left him incapable of doing business. Meanwhile, the friend prospered and seemed far out of reach of any puny revenge. The man who had lost his money at length lost the balanced will of his mind and had to spend 6 months in a quiet place in the country, surrounded by a high wall. In his last month of confinement, however, he was sufficiently recovered to listen to an advisor who pointed out to him that hatred and the desire for revenge had done him far more harm than had been done by his losing his money. He was persuaded to forgive the friend who had led him into the real estate deal. He even wrote to this man, telling him of his change of heart. When he went back into business, it was with love of his fellow men and the determination to keep his mind filled with positive, constructive motives. Beginning at the age of 60, he built a new career. Now at 70, he is fairly well off, and most of all, his peace of mind, the one form of wealth which is indispensable. I myself have suffered from the effects of negative motives from time to time. When I went into hiding, as discussed in the last chapter, I acted at first upon a very wise motive of self-preservation. Soon, however, this turned into fear, and with the fear came misery. Fortunately, I saw in time what was happening to me. I cannot let it happen again. 10 principles of guidance. All right, man, we're going to end there. I'm going to start up another little live early morning. I was kind of busy today, plus I was asleep for a little bit most of the day, so I wasn't able to do too many lives and none of that. But I'm going to make sure to let y'all know when I'm doing the live tomorrow morning. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's your boy Chuck. Peace.